Okay, today's lecture is about structures. Okay? In the last lectures, we already did about did our works about arrays, right? So arrays was what? So what was the array? What was array? Anyone?
मैं मतलब अरे होती है ना कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ मुख्तलिफ वेरिएबल्स होते हैं तो उसके अंदर सेम टाइप ऑफ डेटा स्टोर करते हैं अरे उसको कहते हैं कलेक्शन ऑफ वेरिएबल्स कह सकते हैं इसमें डेटा स्टोर करते हैं सेम टाइप
हाँ,
का
मतलब it was collection of data, right?
यस मैम
Condition with the condition that all data must have the same data type, right? Like if you have a array, so all the elements must have integer data type, or all the elements must have character data type. If the array is of integer, so all the elements in that array must be of integer data type. And if it is a character array, then all the elements of that array must be of character data type. So in array, all the elements in an array must be of same data type. But here, look at this, we will talk about the structure. We will talk about the structure declaration, accessing data structures, members, right? Then pass structures to the function. Then we will talk about structure arrays, then pointers to the structure. And then in this lecture, we will be having nesting structures, right? So in arrays, that was the collection of data with same data type. But here, the data structure, this is a group of data elements um, grouped together under one name. And here it's data elements, which also called members, that can have different types and different lengths, right? So it's simply the array was a collection of data with same data type. Here it's also a collection of data elements, but here the elements can have different types and different lengths, right? So the difference is between array and structure is that you have here elements with different data types. Like you can have in your structure, you can have int element as a data element, character as a data element. You can have the character array. You can have double. Any type of data element can be grouped under this data structure, right? So the keyword that is used to construct this data structure is struct. So simply using struct, you can make your data structures, right? So here is the declaration, structure declaration syntax. So how you are going to declare a structure, right? So just use this keyword struct, right? Struct, and you can give name of your structure here. So just write this struct keyword and then the name of the structure, right? The name of structure, whatsoever you want to give, it's the name, right? But you must follow the rules of naming identifiers, right? So you can give any name to this structure. So just write this keyword struct, then give the name to your structure. Then look at this, it's a block, starting with this curly bracket and ending with this curly bracket. So this is a block. Within this block, you will declare the members. It's data members. So data members, it's the same as you do for the declarations of variables, right? So here you just have to declare all the variables. Like you see that this is member type 1, member name 1. For example, you can write here int a. So int is the type and a is the that member name, right? So this was an example of variables as its data element, right? So similarly, you can have other data types like character, b. So character is the type and b is the name of that member, right? So it's the same within this block, is the same as you already did for variable different variable declarations. In the declaration, you just write the type first, then the name of the variable, and then you have this semicolon. So just write the those variables, those data elements that you want to use in your structure, that you want to group them together under this structure, right? So within this block, you have to write this. So this becomes a structure, right? And then the beauty of this structure is that you first make this structure and you can make the objects of this structure. So, so using when you make the objects of this structure, using the objects, you can access its members, right? So these are the instances or the objects, right? So first of all, you have to make this structure, and then when you want to make an object of this, so here let's suppose object 1 comma object 2 object 3, it's up to you how many objects that you want to make out of this structure, right? So just simply you write the object names here and then semicolon. ठीक है? तो स्ट्रक्चर में हमारे पास क्या होता है कि स्ट्रक्चर में सिंपली आप स्ट्रक्ट कीवर्ड लिखते हैं, उसका जो भी आप स्ट्रक्चर का नाम देना चाहते हैं वो यहाँ पे आप लिखेंगे, और ये कर्ली ब्रैकेट्स है, और इसके अंदर आपने जो जो मतलब लेट्स सपोज स्ट्रक्ट कुछ भी हो सकता है, कंपनी लेट्स सपोज स्ट्रक्ट आपने एक ये नाम दे दिया इसको कंपनी, तो इसमें आपके पास क्या है कंपनी के अंदर अब क्या क्या हो सकता है, लेट्स सपोज एम्प्लॉइज, नंबर ऑफ एम्प्लॉइज हो सकता है, तो नंबर ऑफ एम्प्लॉइज एक क्या है इंट, आप इसको डिक्लेयर कर सकते हैं इंट नंबर ऑफ एम्प्लॉइज, एम्प्लॉय नेम आप कह सकते हैं, ठीक है? जो भी इसके एट्रीब्यूट्स होंगे जो आप इसके अंदर डिफाइन कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? और लेट्स सपोज एक दफ़ा आपने ये एक स्ट्रक्चर बना लिया, इसको आप मल्टीपल टाइम यूज़ करना चाहते हैं, ठीक है? तो इसके आपने ऑब्जेक्ट्स बनाने होते हैं, ठीक है? तो लेट्स सपोज COMP comp1 कंपनी के लिए आपने एक ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया, comp2 दूसरा ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया, तीसरा ऑब्जेक्ट बनाया, फिर आप इन ऑब्जेक्ट्स के थ्रू इनके मेंबर्स को एक्सेस करते हैं, ठीक है? तो फिर हर मेंबर को आप वैल्यूज असाइन करते हैं, जो भी फिर वैल्यूज असाइन कर दी तो फिर प्रिंटिंग वगैरह भी कर सकते हैं, ठीक है? इसके एग्जांपल्स हम देखेंगे तो फिर और भी क्लियर हो जाएगा. Okay, we have the first example here, struct. First of all, we have to write this keyword struct simply, right? Struct, and then the name of the structure, what you want to give the name to this structure. So we simply name here product, right? And then you have the syntax, you have these curly brackets, the block, right? And outside that block you have this semicolon. Now what are the data members of this struct, what are the data elements of this struct product? So each product can have a weight and each product have its corresponding price. So we are talking about only the true attributes of this product. So weight and price, these are the two data members of this struct. So weight, it means that weight can have any value in the form of integer, right? So int weight, and price, we here we write double price, right? The data type is double and we have this price. Now this is you can say this is the general thing, right? This is the structure. So let's suppose if you want to make the objects of this, you can either write it here. Okay, simply the first syntax, if you can see, the first syntax is that you first make the structure. After this curly brackets, you must write this semicolon. So this becomes a structure. Now here come to this point. Here we want to make the objects of this struct. So write the name of this structure, product, right? And now I want to make the object of this structure. So write the name product, and the product one is, let's suppose, apple, right? So here this apple is an object of this struct. We make an object. This is the product, right? Product is, you can say this is general, right? So in the product, which product? So in this product, I made an object of that, and I call it the product name is, let's suppose, Apple. If Apple is now an object of this product. Product is a structure, right? Within the structure, we have two attributes, two data elements, weight and price. Similarly, we can make other products, other objects under the structure product. So how we can do this? We have to write the name of the structure, product, and then another product we have, its name is banana, and next one is melon, right? So this is the structure declaration. Is it clear up till this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it's very simple. Just write the keyword struct and give it some name. Then you have curly brackets. Within this curly brackets, you have to specify the attributes, and these would be the data members of this product. And then you have this semicolon. Now, in order to make the objects of these products, so you after this structure declaration, you can make the objects of this product. So how you make the object? Just write the name of them. Just like you have the data members, like you have the variables like int, weight. What you do? Here you have the variable weight, which have the data type int. But here you have the object apple, whose structure is product, which you already declare. In the product, you have these two attributes, right? Another way of structure declaration is that first you write the struct, then the product name, the same curly brackets. Up till this point, the procedure, the syntax is same. Beyond this, you can either write here semicolon, just like the previous example, and this is according to syntax 1. Here you write the semicolon, and then you declare its objects. The second way you can do is, after this curly bracket, you just write the name of the objects. Here, apple, banana, and melon. All the objects that you want to make of this struct product, you can just write after this curly brackets, right? And then you have the semicolon. So there is no need to write product before apple, product before banana, or product before melon, because it's just after this product structure, and then you have the semicolon. But in the previous syntax one, you have this semicolons in which the struct is complete here up till this point, and now we are going to make the struct object. So here we have to specify what we want to do. We want to make the object of the product. So here the product, the name of the structure is must in this syntax. But here, no need of writing this product keyword before apple, banana, or melon, right? And then look at this. Here at this point we have the semicolon. ठीक है? तो हमारे पास दो सेंटेक्स हैं, दोनों के थ्रू आप स्ट्रक्चर जो है वो डिक्लेयर कर सकते हैं. पहले आपने स्ट्रक्चर बना लिया, फिर हमारे पास सेमीकोलन है, फिर उसके बाद आपने इसके ऑब्जेक्ट्स बना लिए. यहाँ पे मस्ट है कि आपने बताना होगा कि एप्पल है तो उसका क्या डाटा टाइप है. मतलब वो एक स्ट्रक्चर है वो जिसका नाम है प्रोडक्ट. प्रोडक्ट लिख के फिर आप इस तरह से कर सकते हैं. और दूसरे सेंटेक्स में जस्ट इस कर्ली ब्रैकेट्स के बाद आपने ये तीनों जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं इनके बस नाम बता देने हैं, ये ऑब्जेक्ट्स बन गए और सेमीकोलन. प्रोडक्ट लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि ये प्रोडक्ट के साथ ही तो है. ठीक है. नाउ in the previous slide we just make our structure, and we also made its objects. So it depends on you how many objects you want to create, right? So you make the objects. Now we want to access the data members of this structured product. We declare the objects, but now we want to access weight. Now we want to access price, so that we can assign values to the weight, we can assign value to the price, right? So the Accessing data structure members, you can use the dot product. The syntax is simply to insert a dot between the object name and the member name. For example, how you can access its members like weight and price, how you can access, you have to write the, you first created the objects, and then use the object name like apple, and then dot, simply using this dot operator you can access the uh, you can access its data members, right? So apple dot weight, it means that whatever the value you will assign to this weight will is actually corresponding to this apple object. And apple dot price, whatever the value you assign to this price will go to this structure object apple. So here you have you call multiple times this weight, and you may assign some values to this weight price, but the values goes to the corresponding objects, right? यहाँ पे अगर आपने apple dot weight किया है तो जो वैल्यू अगर लेट्स सपोज आप इसको असाइन करते हैं तो वो इसी स्ट्रक्चर के ऑब्जेक्ट को ही असाइन होगा, लाइक एप्पल है, बनाना है, मेलन है, ठीक है? So just simply you have to write this dot operator and you can access the members. Passing structures to function. Now you can also pass the structure to the functions, just like you pass a variable to the function and then you do some processing on that variables. You may assign some value, you may use those values in your calculations, right? And you can also print its value. So similarly, you can pass structures to the functions. So how to do that? A structure variable can be passed to a function in a similar way as normal argument. So a structure variable can be passed to a function in a similar way as normal arguments. Just like you pass normal arguments, normal variables in the function, you can do the same with this structure variables. So here is an example of this is a complete program, right? Hash include iostream using namespace std, right? Now here at this point we have to first declare our structure. So is it clear? Is it visible? Is this
Yes,
program
ma'am.
visible? Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now simply write this keyword struct and then the name of the structure, whatsoever you want to give this structure name, but the name must be a meaningful, right? The names must be meaningful. Struct person. So here is the structure we want to make of using this name person. So here person, and then look at this, the same, you have the curly brackets here open and this is a close curly brackets, and then after the curly brackets we have this semicolon, and within this block when we come into this block we have these data members. So what first data member is a person can have its name, person have its age, person have some salary, right? So the members that we are considering for this structure person, we are considering the person name, age and salary. It can have multiple more attributes. A person can have even more attributes, but these are the desired ones in our program. We want to know the person name, we want to know its age and its salary. So we just take these variables as these are our requirement. So name is a character array, right? So we specify this character as a name 50. It can take up to 50 characters and can store in this name. Then you have int age. So age would be stored in age variable with the data type int, and salary can be in the float, right? So here we declare simply a structure with its name of person, right? Now function declaration. This is the function that we are going to use in our program. So you already know that function have its declaration, or this is simply the function prototype, right? Void display data person. So look at this look at this function prototype. Void, it means that the return data type of this function is void. The name of the function is display data, and within this round brackets you have to specify the arguments. So here it say that the argument is of type person. So if you remember, in the in the offline classes, right, we simply write here int, right, int comma int, let's suppose. It means that three integer variables would be there. You don't have to specify the variable names in the function prototype. If you do, no problem, but if you don't, it doesn't create any syntax error, because the it or already compiler ignores the variable names. So similarly here we just simply declare the type of the arguments that it takes. So the type of the arguments that this function is going to take is of type person. So what is the person? Person is actually a structure, right? So simply this is the function prototype void display data, and which type of arguments it's going to take? This is of structure data type. Structure person, right? We already declared this person. Person must be there in your program. So we simply use this structure name person within this. So it is clear to the compiler as well that this type of function is expecting in this program. Now again,
मैम,
जी जी,
ये फंक्शन प्रोटोटाइप के अंदर हमने वाइड जो लिखा है, यहाँ पर हम इंट लिख सकते हैं या कोई और मतलब
इंट बिल्कुल
करेक्टर
लिख
यूज
सकते
कर?
हैं, क्यों नहीं लिख सकते हैं? अगर मतलब ये प्रोग्राम अगर कोई इंटीजर डाटा टाइप रिटर्न कर रहा है, लेट्स सपोज अगर ये एज रिटर्न कर रहा है, तो वो एक एज जो है मतलब पर्सन के अंदर जो एट्रीब्यूट है, एक इसका जो मेंबर है एज, लेट्स सपोज वो हम सिर्फ वो हम इस फंक्शन से रिटर्न करवा रहे हैं, तो हम यहाँ पे बता सकते हैं इंट। सही है? अगर हम रिटर्न
ठीक,
करवा रहे हैं तो हम अगर हम रिटर्न करवा रहे हैं तो हम लिख सकते हैं इंट। ठीक है?
ओके
अदरवाइज अगर हम
ओके।
प्रोग्राम के अच्छा चले अभी इस प्रोग्राम को देख लेते हैं, फिर हम देख लेते हैं कि और क्या क्या हो सकता है इसके अंदर। Let's come to the main program. Int main, round brackets, and then you have the curly brackets. Now I'm going to make an object of this structure. So how to make the object of this structure? First of all, I have to write the name of this structure. What is the name of this structure? Person. So I just write here person. Then any name, just like you already did with the variable names of your own choice. Here you can also use any name, identifier name. You can assign that to this structure. So here I created an object P whose data type is person. Person is a structure, right? Semicolon. So very simple. So this is how I create an object of the structure person. Now see out. Now I'm prompting the user, enter full name. Now it's going to, I'm asking the user to enter full name. How I can get from the user? Using cin. So using cin dot get, or you can use cin dot get line, right? There is a little difference between cin dot get or cin dot get line, but both purpose is to take a line of text from the user, right? So cin dot get line maybe, or cin dot get, right? P, now I want to enter the name. So how can, and this is the data member, name, age, salary, these are the members. How can I access these members? I can only access these members using the objects name with the dot operator. I cannot directly write the name here. How can I access these members? Using objects. So first of all, I created the object which name is P. I write this P and then dot operator, I will access the name. So this name is actually bonded with this p, right? It's there is a link of this name with this corresponding p. So this object have its name now, p dot name, comma, how many characters? The limit is 50, right? So but whatsoever user enter will go in where it will go, it will go to the p dot name, right? And then I ask the user enter age. So how to access this? Using the same object name p dot age, right? So the value entered by the user will go to the age, age which is linked with this structure object p. And then enter salary, right? Then p dot salary, using c in you can get the input from the user, using c out you just display the message on the screen. So p dot salary, whatsoever the salary entered by the user will go in this object salary data member. So it's just like a database. You have the database, right? You have different person, its name, age, and salary. You can also make, let's suppose the objects like what's your name, anyone. Let's suppose we have the Walid, we have Hamza, we have Faria, right? So you can write here, let's suppose person Hamza, comma Naveed, comma Faria, right? So how many objects we have now? Three objects of data type structure. We have person structure, right? Now, when you write Hamza dot name, let's suppose. So the name entered by the user will go to this Hamza profile, right? And age, and then salary, and then Faria dot name and Faria dot. So whatsoever ever you want to give the name to your structure, right? So here it's a general, like you can also declare it p1 comma p2 comma p3 comma p4, right? So if as you are taking name, so you might don't know about the name of the person, right? As you are taking the name from the user. So the first person, P1, may have some name, P2 may have some other name, P3 may have some other name. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
It's very
Yes.
simple,
Yeah.
right? So just make the structure, make the objects, and access its members. And the remaining programming is same, C out, C in, right? And now the last here in this example is what we are calling a function. This is a function call. What is the name of that function? Display data. So here within the main program, we just take the input from the user, and for the display purpose, we are calling this function display data and passing this object p that we created, and we are going to pass this object p in which we have assigned all the data members. We already have its name, age, and salary. We just have to pass this structure variable to this function, right? So this p have its name, age, and salary. All the values are there in this structure, right? So it's not an empty structure we are sending. It's a complete structure in which all the data is there. Name is there, age is there, its corresponding salary is already we assign to this structure. So we just write the name and we pass it to the function. Now come towards the third component of the function. This was the function prototype, this was the function call, and now here is the function definition, in which we actually do the main task of this function, whatsoever it's going to do. So here its name shows that it's going to display the data. So here we pass the structure variable. Now in this function definition, we must have a variable that can hold the corresponding structure. So what is that structure that you passed in the function? It was p, and p was of data structure person. So here we require the same structure person, and here we call it P1. So the P structure variable goes to P1, right? All the contents that P contains will copy to P1 structure. Then cout displaying information, cout name. So here we are just displaying, look at this, cout, 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 cout. All this is going to display the information to the screen. So displaying information, and then what we want to display, name. When we write p1 dot name, here we have all the contents from P is being copied to P1. Now P1 contains all the information, name, age, salary. Now I will use the same variable name P1, P1 dot name, right? So name was the data member. So just write P1 dot name. So whatsoever you give name in the main program here, in the main program, but whatever you give the name to this P dot name, it will be displayed on the screen, right? It will be displayed on the screen. Then
Yes, ma'am.
age, P1 dot age and P1 dot salary. So this is the function. So very simple. ठीक है, अब उर्दू में थोड़ा सा मैं बता देती हूँ ऐसे ओवरव्यू सा, क्योंकि इंग्लिश में समझ तो आ गई होगी, लेकिन फिर भी मतलब स्ट्रक्चर पहले आपने बना दिया पर्सन का, जिसमें नेम है, एज है, सैलरी है, पर्सन के ये 3 एट्रीब्यूट्स है, डाटा मेंबर्स है, सेमीकोलन आपने लगा दिया है, और ये हमारे पास फंक्शन प्रोटोटाइप है, यानी कि ये फंक्शन आप इसमें यूज़ करेंगे जिसका जो रिटर्न डाटा टाइप वॉइड है, और ये जो है पर्सन जो है इसमें हमारे पास एज एन आर्गुमेंट जो है कोई वेरिएबल आएगा पर्सन स्ट्रक्चर का। मेन प्रोग्राम में चूंकि ये स्ट्रक्चर है, इसका ऑब्जेक्ट बनाना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, बनाना पड़ेगा। तो फिर जब हम क्या करेंगे, पर्सन ऑब्जेक्ट बनाना है तो इसका नाम हम लिखेंगे, इसका नाम लिखेंगे पर्सन, और ऑब्जेक्ट हम बनाएंगे, इसको कोई भी नाम दे सकते हैं, यहाँ पे हमने पी नाम दे दिया। अब पी नाम दे दिया, अब इस स्ट्रक्चर के मेंबर्स को हमने एक्सेस करना है, किस तरह से करेंगे, पी डॉट नेम लिखना होगा आपने, इस स्ट्रक्चर के नाम के साथ आपने डॉट ऑपरेटर यूज करके नेम को भी एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, एज को भी, सैलरी को भी। तो सबसे पहले हमने क्या किया कि सी इन के थ्रू इसके अंदर सारे इनपुट्स ले लिए, हमारे पास सारी वैल्यूज आ गई। अब ये पी स्ट्रक्चर है, इसमें सारी वैल्यूज पड़ी हुई है, ये पूरा का पूरा स्ट्रक्चर हमने इस पॉइंट पे फंक्शन कॉल में हमने इसको ये सेंड कर दिया, सारा डाटा इसको सेंड कर दिया। ये पी जो है ये स्ट्रक्चर का ऑब्जेक्ट है। अब फंक्शन डेफिनेशन की तरफ आए, हमने वहाँ पे एक स्ट्रक्चर पास किया, तो यहाँ पे भी एक स्ट्रक्चर ही होना चाहिए जिसका डाटा टाइप पर्सन ही होना चाहिए, क्योंकि उसका भी डाटा टाइप पर्सन था, यहाँ पे भी स्ट्रक्चर पर्सन ही होना चाहिए। तो कोई भी नाम दे सकते हैं, यहाँ पे हमने P1 दे दिया, तो जितने कॉन्टेंट्स P के हैं वो P1 में कॉपी हो जाएंगे, और P1 डॉट नेम, P1 डॉट एज और P1 डॉट सैलरी के थ्रू हम सारा का सारा डाटा स्क्रीन पर डिस्प्ले कर सकते हैं। तो ये हमारे पास आउटपुट है, ठीक है। जो भी नेम है वो एंटर किया, एज है, सैलरी है, ये पहले एंटर करवाया यूजर से, और फिर इंफॉर्मेशन हमने जब हमने फंक्शन कॉल किया डिस्प्ले डाटा वाला, तो ये सारा का सारा डाटा जो एंटर किया गया था वो डिस्प्ले हो गया, सिंपली स्क्रीन के ऊपर डिस्प्ले हो गया, सही है। Now come towards the initialization structures at the time of declaration. Just like you had the arrays, you initialize the arrays at the time of declaration. तो उसमें आप क्या करते थे? You have the array declare, right? You declare the array and then equal to, and then you have the curly brackets. Within the curly brackets, you specify 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Let's suppose up to 10. So it means that array have 10 elements with the values 1 to 10. Similarly, you can have this initialization at the time of declaration for the structures as well, right? Here, in this program, within the main program, we use the cin to assign values to the structure. And here, in this example, we just declare the structure, and then when I created the object of that structure, at that time, I initialize the corresponding value. So starting this initialization structure at the time of declaration, just look at this. This is the same struct book. Now book have the attributes name, author, publisher, year, and then curly brackets end, and then you have the semicolon. This is the same, right? So within the data members, you can have the arrays as well. So this is character array, character author, character publisher, character array publisher. These are all arrays, and here you have int variable year. So this is a structure. Now uh, I have to make the object of this structure. So how to create the object of this structure? Write the name of the structure. Here the name of the structure is book. So write this book, and then C programming book. This is an object that I created for this book. So which book? C programming book. So this is up to this point I created an object, and equal to, now I'm going to initialize the values to this structure. Book C programming equal to, now look at this, you have the curly brackets here. Now I'm going to assign values to this C programming book. So first attribute is, first data member is name. So I have to write the name, beginning VC plus plus 6. This is the name, it would be assigned to the first member. Then Ivor Horton, this is the second, this will be assigned to the second data member, right? And then publisher, and then 2001 will be assigned to the year. So it will be according to the sequence of the data members that is within the structure. You have to write the corresponding values within this curly brackets when you declare the structure object, right? So as this is character array, so it must be enclosed in double quotes. Then for the next member, comma, then again character array, it means this is a string, right? So enclosed in double quotes. Again, this is character array, enclosed is double quotes. This is an int, just write the integer name, integer value, right? Year 2001. So it's very simple. The same structure, make the object, write the name of the structure, make the object, and then initialize it corresponding values, right? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, now come towards structure array. Structures are types that can also be used as a type of arrays to construct tables or databases of them, right? You can make so structure is a type, just like you make a integer array, character array. You can also, so structure is also a type, so you can also make a structure array, right? So look at this here. This example demonstrate about this, how to make the structure array, right? It's very simple, it's not too much difficult, right? Very simple. Look at this, the program is same program, person program, struct person with data members name, age, salary, and then you have the same function declaration. So up till this point all the things are same as the previous example. Now come towards the main program, int main. Now again, as you want to use this structure and as you want to access its members, first of all you have to create an object of person. So I write the name of the structure person. Now I want to make not only a simple object, but I want to make the array of these structures. So in order to make the array, I have to write it in the form of array. So I write it here p and then square brackets 3. It's the same as you did for the arrays. This is the main thing, square brackets, and you specify how many elements must be there in array. Here the array type is person. This is the declaration for an array, right? P square bracket and the number of elements. Usually you write here int or character or double, but here we want to specify that this is of struct data type, right? Struct person, a person which is of struct data type. So we have to declare it. So very simple, just make an array and give it a name person. So this is ये simply आपके पास बन गया structure array बन गया, ठीक है? So just like you access the members of the array, elements of an array, how you access the first element of array? How you access the first element? You just write p of 0. How you access the second element of array? P of 1. In the square bracket, you write 1. How you access the third element? You just write the name of the array and then 2, third element. For third element, you write 2. So it's the same. Enter full name. Now, first, let's suppose I want to access the first element of this array. So I will write here P of 0 dot name comma 50. And look at this, all the things are same. In the previous example, we write here P dot name, but as this is array and we want to use its first element of this array, so P0 dot name. Similarly, age P of 0 dot age. And for salary, P of 0 dot salary. And then you can extend this code to enter the information about object P of 1, and the same you can do for P of 2. So for P of 1, you will write here P of 1 dot name, P of 1 dot age, P of 1 dot salary. And similarly for P of 2, you will write P of 2 dot name, P of 2 dot age, P of 2 dot salary, right? So you will assign all the values to all the elements of this array. And then if you want to pass structure to the function, so which element you want to pass? Let's suppose the first element of this array you want to pass array element, and that element is of type person. So just simply write the name of the element here. Let's suppose first, so write P of 0 here. And this structure P of 0 is a complete structure. So a complete structure is again passed to the function. So the same, it's the same person P1, the definition is same, right? So either you can write person P1 comma P2 comma P3, or you can simply make an array of the structure using P square brackets and 3, right? So the purpose of array is, so you can see that now array as the all the elements as the data type of all the element of array must be of same type. So here we created an array of structure. So all the elements is of data type person structure, right? ठीक है, यहाँ पे हमने array create किए हैं जिसका data type क्या है, person है. तो हर एक एलिमेंट एक क्या है, एक स्ट्रक्चर को शो करता है. ठीक है, समझ आ गई है?
Yes, ma'am.
चले अब now come towards pointers to structures. Just like you created the pointers for the variables, you can create the pointer for the structures, right? So like any other type, structures can be pointed to by its own type of pointers, right? Now come towards the same program. This is the same person program, same person structure, the same function. But in this function, look at this. In the function declaration or the function prototype, we have the argument person static, as we are going to make the pointers to the structure, right? So we must have here the pointers to hold the address of the structure. So it's not a simply person, but it's a pointer to the person. Now come towards the main program, int main. Now object, we want to make an object of this struct person. So simply I write the name person and then P. Now P is an object of this structure person, just like we did in the previous examples, right? And then I want to make a pointer to the structure, a pointer to the structure. So I have to write the data type first. So here the data type is of person. And then how to declare the pointers? It's the same that I told you many times, that when you write the static sign with the variable name, it automatically becomes a pointer variable. Now, when I here look at this, static is there, so it becomes a pointer, but it points to which data type of person. So this is the pointer which will holds the address of the person data type. Now, PPTR. this is the pointer to this p. ptr जो है, this is equal to ampersand p. This is ampersand, right? So p is there, object is there. I want to give an address of p structure to the pointer. So this is the pointer, it holds the address, so I'm giving the address of this p, simply writing ptr equal to ampersand p. Now ptr now holds the address of this p. Again, enter full name and c in dot get or c in dot get line, whatsoever you want to write. Then now here what I'm going to do is I'm using the pointer. I'm not directly writing. You can in the previous example you write p dot name, but here in this example I'm using the pointer to access the members. So as the pointer holding the address of p, so if I use the this pointer to access the name, it means it have access the p name, p age, p salary, right? So I'm using this pointer to access the members. So here the syntax is ptr, then you have arrow operator. This is hyphen and then this arrow. This is an operator, right? To access the name, to access the members of the structure. So it use only with pointers. So remember this arrow operator used only with pointers. So pptr, the arrow, and then you have a name, comma, 50. All the things are same. Just when you have the simple structure variable, you write p dot name. But if you have the pointer structure, pointer to structure, then you have instead of dot, you write here arrow, right? And then enter age. So using the pointer, I'm going to access the age, pptr, and then arrow sign age. And then for salary, the same pptr, arrow, and then salary. Now I want to pass the pointer to structure as an argument to this function. Display data is a function, and here I have passed pptr as an argument to this function. So as I have passed pptr, right? So there must be uh, a pointer to hold that pointer, right? Now I want to just display the values. So p1 arrow name, p1 arrow age, p1 arrow salary. Why? Because p1 is a pointer. We pass the pointer here, right? So very simple. Just the difference was that when you have this simple structure variable, you using the dot operator, you access the member. But if you have the pointers and pointer hold the address of the structures, so if you want to access the members of the structure using pointers, then you have to write this arrow operator instead of dot operator, and nothing is different here, right? And other thing is that you, as you are passing here not the structure but the pointer to structure, so in the function definition you must have the pointer to that, right? So it's not too much difficult. Now array operator, this is a def reference operator that is used exclusively with pointers to objects that have members. This operator serves to access the members of an object directly from its address. So this is the operator I already told you that it's exclusively used with pointers to objects, right? Now ptr arrow name, this is equivalent to static ptr dot name, right? And this round brackets, static ptr round brackets dot name. So using pointer, what you do, you actually access name of p object. Now when you write p pptr is actually equal to ampersand p, and static pptr, what does it mean? Now you go to the address and access its value. Now go to the address of the P structure and access its data members. So PPTR arrow operator name is equivalent to static PTR round brackets dot name. ठीक है, अगर ये क्लियर नहीं हुआ तो ये मैं बोर्ड पे वाइट बोर्ड ओपन करके आपको ये समझा देती हूँ कि स्टैटिक पीपीटीआर का क्या मतलब है। पीपीटीआर के अंदर तो आपके पास एड्रेस है ना, पी ऑब्जेक्ट का, स्ट्रक्चर का, ठीक है, एड्रेस है। पीपीटीआर के अंदर एड्रेस है, और मैंने पॉइंटर्स में ऑलरेडी आपको बताया था कि जब आप स्टैटिक साइन लगाते हैं पॉइंटर के साथ, मतलब उसकी करस्पॉन्डिंग वैल्यू को आप एक्सेस करते हैं, मतलब उस एड्रेस पे जाके, किस एड्रेस पे जाके, जो कि पीपीटीआर होल्ड करता है, उस एड्रेस पे जाकर उसकी करस्पॉन्डिंग वैल्यू को आप एक्सेस करते हैं। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे पीपीटीआर के अंदर किसका एड्रेस पड़ा हुआ है, किसका एड्रेस पड़ा है, पीपीटीआर के अंदर किसका एड्रेस पड़ा है, पीपीटीआर के अंदर किसका एड्रेस पड़ा है? मेरी आवाज आ रही है
नेम का
जी? पीपीटीआर एक पॉइंटर है, इट्स अ पॉइंटर टू अ स्ट्रक्चर. So in the program,
पर्सन का
what we did here, this point, right? इसमें हमने क्या किया? PPTR is a pointer which holds the address of P. We created a pointer. You can see that we created person object as well as we created the pointer to the person. And here we assign PPTR equal to ampersand P. So now PPTR contains the address of P.
object.
Okay? And from the previous lecture, if you remember, when you write the static sign with the pointer, then what does it mean? You go to that address and access the corresponding value. So when I write in my program static PPTR, what does it mean? Go to the address of P and access the values of the data members, right? Access its value. So PPTR is the structure pointer, right? And using arrow operator, you access its attributes, its data members. And this is again equivalent to static PPTR dot name, right? Static PPTR dot name. So go to the address of P and then access its value, right? But static PPTR dot name is not equivalent to static PPTR dot name. ठीक है, ये राउंड ब्रैकेट्स अगर आपने लगानी जरूरी होगी, ठीक है, अगर नहीं लगाई तो फिर इसका मतलब बदल जाएगा, ठीक है, सेम नहीं होगा, चेंज हो जाएगा इसका मतलब, सही है? चले, नाउ कम टुवर्ड्स द लास्ट टॉपिक. दिस इज नेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर्स. ठीक है, नेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर मतलब एक स्ट्रक्चर आपने बनाया, उसके अंदर आपने उसका मेंबर, डाटा मेंबर, अभी तक जितने हमने स्ट्रक्चर देखे उसमें क्या था? वी हैव द स्ट्रक्चर एंड विद इन द स्ट्रक्चर वी हैव द डाटा मेंबर्स ऑफ इंट, कैरेक्टर, फ्लोट, राइट? Data type of these in, character and float. But here nesting structure, it means within the structure we have a data member of structure type. So it's the nesting. Structure can also be nested in such a way that an element of a structure is itself another structure. Element of a structure. Look at this. Element of a structure means data member of a structure is itself another structure. ठीक है, तो अब जैसे स्ट्रक्चर में हम लिखते हैं ना, इंट ईयर, कैरेक्टर अरे नेम, इंट एज, सैलरी, ठीक है, अब इसमें ये सारे जो है इनके टाइप्स क्या है? इंट, फ्लोट, कैरेक्टर अरे. लेकिन इसके अंदर एक ऐसा डाटा मेंबर हम इंक्लूड कर दें जिसका टाइप स्ट्रक्चर हो, ठीक है, स्ट्रक्चर हो, तो बस ये नेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर कहलाता है. अब जो आपने डाटा मेंबर बनाया है तो उसको भी ऑलरेडी डिक्लेयर करना होगा, तभी आप उसके अंदर नेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर्स कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, तो ये एक लास्ट एग्जांपल है जिसमें हमें बताया गया है कि आपने नेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर कैसे कर सकते हैं। सो हेयर एग्जांपल स्ट्रक्ट मूवीज अंडरस्कोर टी। ठीक है, अब मूवीज है तो उसमें क्या होगा, उसके डाटा मेंबर्स क्या हो सकते हैं, वी कैन हैव टाइटल ऑफ द मूवी, we can have the year of the movie, right? So here I have the structure movies underscore t. This is one structure containing two members, title and year, right? String and int we have. Now another structure, I'm going to declare another structure, struct. Here I have struct. What is the name of the structure here? Friends underscore t. This is second structure. This is first structure. This is another structure. Now again within this curly brackets, right? Here friends. One of the friend can have a name. The friend can have an email. Now friend can have some favorite movie, right? Now these are the same as we did in the previous example. What's the difference here? I created an object favorite underscore movie whose data type is of structure movies underscore t. Look at this, we already created a structure movies underscore t, so we write this structure name here movies underscore t, and we declare here a variable of that structure movies underscore t and favorite. Now it means that uh, favorite underscore movie, this is an object of movies underscore t, and this favorite underscore movie, if we can go to this structure, this favorite underscore movie can have a title and year. So it's not a simple variable, it's a structure. Favorite underscore movie is a structure, and for this favorite movie we have title and year, and this is the end of structure. Right now I created the object of this structure friends underscore t. Now I'm creating the object. How to create the object? You have two syntax, and this is syntax number 2, in which you just write the name of the objects right after the this closing brackets of this structure. So I created Charlie, this is one of the friends, right? Maria, this is one of the friends. So these two are the objects of friends underscore t structure, right? So one structure, this was simple. Second structure, the difference was that we have a data member of structure. Now these are two structures. Now come towards come toward this point. Now I have the pointer friends underscore t. Friends underscore t. I have the pointer static p friends. Now p friends is a pointer to the structure friends underscore t, equal to this friend underscore t already have two objects Charlie and Maria. Friends underscore t already have two objects Charlie and Maria. Now Charlie can have name, can email, can have a favorite movie. Now p friends, this is a pointer to the object. Which object? Charlie. So I write here ampersand Charlie. So this is a pointer. This is simply a pointer which holds the address of one of the objects. One of the objects. Which object? Charlie. Right? So using the pointers, if I access the data members of this friends, because this is a pointer to friends underscore t. So using this pointer, if I access name, email, and favorite movie, so which name, which email, which favorite movie? Charlie, right? Charlie's name, Charlie's email, Charlie's favorite movie. If I access name, email, and favorite movie using the pointer, this pointer holds the address of Charlie. Indirectly, I'm accessing the name, email, and favorite movie of Charlie because I assign the address of Charlie to this pointer. Is it clear? आवाज
Yes.
नहीं आ रही।
Yes, ma'am.
अगर नहीं समझ आई तो उर्दू में एक्सप्लेन कर दूं दोबारा से।
नो मैम ठीक है।
समझ आ गई? ये तो सेम है ना, वही स्ट्रक्चर्स है।
Yes, ma'am.
और फिर बस हमने यहाँ पे एक पॉइंटर बनाया है, और ये मैं आपको बताना चाह रही हूँ कि अब देखिए ऑब्जेक्ट्स पे इसके दो हैं, चार्ली भी है, मारिया भी है, ठीक है। लेकिन अगर हम पी फ्रेंड्स एरो नेम लिखेंगे, और पी फ्रेंड्स एरो ईमेल लिखेंगे, तो ये किसका नेम और किसका, इनडायरेक्टली हम किसका नेम और किसका ईमेल एड्रेस जो है वो एक्सेस करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। ये पॉइंटर चूंकि होल्ड करता है एड्रेस ऑफ चार्ली, तो इनडायरेक्टली चार्ली का नेम और ईमेल एड्रेस और फेवरेट मूवी को हम एक्सेस कर रहे हैं। अगर यहाँ पे लिखा होता है एम्परसेंड मारिया, तो फिर हम जब पी फ्रेंड्स एरो नेम लिखते तो वो मारिया नेम, ठीक है, मारिया का ईमेल और फेवरेट मूवी। सही है? So after the previous declaration, all of the following expression would be valid. So you can write here, you can either write here, Charlie dot name, it's correct, right? Using the object, you can access its members. Charlie dot name, Charlie dot email, Charlie dot favorite movie. You can do that, it's valid. You can even write Maria dot name, Maria dot email, Maria dot favorite movie, right? So favorite movie dot title. So favorite movie itself is the structure. So within this structure, each movie have its title and year. So look at this, Maria dot favorite movie dot title, Charlie dot favorite movie dot year. Now all this was using the structure objects. Now this is an example of using the pointers. So what is that pointer name? Here we declare P friends, which hold the address of Charlie. So how to access the members using pointers? This is P friends, which is name of the pointer, then arrow, and then favorite movie dot year. P friends, which is a pointer, so this arrow operator is must. You cannot write here dot operator. Dot was only with the objects. Here this is pointer, so pointer name and then arrow operator and then favorite movie, and then within the favorite movie again we have the attribute member year, so favorite movie dot year. So this is the end of the lecture, right? कोई confusion है तो मुझे बता दें अभी। Recording stop.